Now, here's a picture of Kant, and our question is, why is he proposing a deontological theory? And keep in mind, deontological theories aren't consequence driven. They're not goal oriented. They don't guarantee certain outcomes. They're not based on that. But the right and wrongness of the action not explained in terms of consequences, but its own features. And Kant explains the problem with a consequentialist view, with a teleological view, and it's kind of captured in this quote that I took, that it's impossible to imagine anything good without qualification except the goodwill. Now, notice utilitarianism is based on a certain theory of value. In particular, act utilitarianism is based on a certain theory of value, that the ultimate good is pleasure. He calls it happiness, but he defines happiness as, that is, Mill calls it happiness, but he defines happiness as being pleasure. Unhappiness, which is the worst the thing that is terrible, is pain. So, and these are not characteristics of the action, but consequences of the action. But Kant points out that people, when they're acting and when we evaluate them from a moral perspective or hold them responsible from moral perspective, it's because they are acting of their own free will, of their own volition. And Kant's thinking on this is, you're doing the right thing when not you're motivated by some consequence. That is, if you're being bribed to do something, that's not doing the right thing, even if your action has good consequences, but rather it's that you're of pure heart, your motivation is good. That is, you're doing it. Why? Simply out of goodwill, not to expect any consequences whatsoever. So we see Kant's deontological ethics is based on the idea of the rationality of free action. That is, what makes a free action rational. First criterion, or a criterion, seems to be that it has to be done out of the good will.